Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-boo. It's Wednesday afternoon. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. You weren't really early. I was a little bit late. I had a message that I had to respond to like immediately. Right as I was getting ready to switch over and log in. So we are going to start. Speaking of getting started, I do plan to start with your thing. You know what I'm talking about. Your Sonic. I'm going to do it as a warm-up sketch just to get my hand loosed up and ready to go. And how that goes. So I got to pull up your art first so I can look at it while I'm doing my thing. Let's see if I can find it again real quick. You got 2 suggestions. What are your 2 suggestions? Because we need to do 2 characters. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy your evening. Wednesdays are awesome. Glad you were able to stop by while you could. Just say hi. Okay. I want chat. Pop out chat. We're going to put you over here where I can see you easy. We are going to be doing some capybara costume stickers tonight. That's the goal, is to get two more characters done so we can have a sticker pack ready to go. I do still need to do some warm-ups. I've been very much working pretty much all day today on getting art prints and stickers ready to go for Culture Fest this weekend. And it's been a hectic day for me. I've been very busy. You deleted the post with him. Oh, okay. So let's see how much of it I can get done from memory then, shall we? I remember that he had a Sonic the Hedgehog head with a big, scary mouth full of teeth. And I think he only has 3 eyes on his head. And some Sonic the Hedgehog hair things coming off this way. And he was very tall and thin. And had 3 eyes on the torso. And clawed hands. Kind of like this. And a 3rd hand coming off the back. Man, my hand is really shaking this afternoon. Obviously, I need to do this warm up because I'm having vibrations in my hands. I'm already having shakes in my hands. And then long legs also. So working entirely from memory, how'd I do? With a very, very basic, rough, very terrible sketch. Let's try cleaning this up and see if I can't get my hand under control. Move my keyboard out of the way, give myself a little bit more room. All right, so I'm going to come in here and we're just going to work with our basic brushes. I I think if memory serves, we're going to come like this. This eye. So you know what? Thanks. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to, if you don't mind, rather than trying to perfectly draw your guy, draw him a little bit in my own way. So we'll come across here, add this eye here, this eye here. I'm not worried too much about my weird overlap I've got going on because of the darkness. The darkness. The all-seeing tapes. That's cool. Is there a mystery, or can you give me spoilers? I'm not a huge horror fan. I think we've talked about that on the channel before. I'm not a big fan of horror in general, but the horror I do like is the analog horror kind. Or murder puppets. I'm very well known for my love of murder muppets. So that's always an option too. If you wanna get me to watch your thing, put Muppets in it and have them eat people or something. I could give you spoilers if you want. No, that's okay. I would rather actually enjoy it as you release it. So just make sure that when you release an episode, you let me know so that I can come and watch it. This guy has a lot going on for a warm-up sketch, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'm going to bring his torso way down into that teardrop shape that we all know and love so much when it comes to our Sonic the Hedgehogs. And just like that. So I do, when it comes to my monsters, I have a soft spot for creatures. I think we talked about this too. I have a soft spot for creatures with lots of eyes and lots of tentacles. Hey, how's it going? We're just doing a little warm-up sketch here. Drawing an all-seeing Sonic creepypasta character. I made part 1 and part 2 now. Also, you stream reacting to my series. I want to watch your reaction to it. Sure. Why don't we do that Friday? It'll be something easy that we could watch those Friday and then have a nice chill little art stream. I think that'll be a good time. How's that sound? I'm not really a reaction video channel, but I look forward to seeing your stuff. I like supporting other artists. So I'm trying to schedule a time to record part 3. I know how that goes, man. My last 2 days have been very hectic, very busy this week. Yesterday, I was trying to get a video done to go out yesterday because I like to release a video on Tuesdays, but my computer and my brain were not having it. I could not get any of it to work. And by that, I mean my brain was not willing to do anything. I need to go watch Monday's live stream, but I'm here now. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm just doing a warm up real quick of a creepypasta character created by GE1 in the chat. So Once I finish this, we'll dive into doing some capybara wearing costumes. And we're gonna knock out 2 of them today. And I think we'll have a good time doing it. You should definitely go back and watch Monday's stream. We made some choices with those characters, and I am sticking by them. All right, and we can just go black, 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 black. Oops. You know what? I have to trim these first. Ah. I actually have a lot of fun drawing these little things. I've got a lot more of this type of stuff planned going forward. And the video that I had intended to put out yesterday will go up tomorrow while I'm at the market. Do you want to make some concept designs for the tapes? Hyper realistic eyes. I think I'm lost. I think I'm lost. Do I want to make some concept designs for your tapes? Possibly. I'm willing to collaborate. I have to tell you, I am super swamped right now with work. I actually have commissions coming in, and I'm really kind of behind on a lot of my personal stuff, my personal projects. I meant to watch Monday since I was off, but by that time of the day I wasn't feeling quite well, so I went and hid in bed for a while and forgot. I like I said, I know how you feel. I was having one of those days yesterday where literally everything was aggravating me. My brain was just, it was on fire is the best way to explain it. I was really having a hard time just functioning in general. Because like everything, every noise I heard was just like nails on a chalkboard. Literally, I was sitting here in the office and I could hear birds singing, and these happy birds just singing outside were driving me insane. Like I was making me irrationally angry. And I was having a lot of problems with my equipment and the video I was trying to make, and not quite feeling it the way I sometimes would rather make sure I am. Oops. When I'm working on something. And I was just trying to grind it out stubbornly instead of listening to my brain and taking a break and resetting myself. And I ended up running some errands for my parents, and doing that really did, like I said, it reset my brain and gave me some time to cool it and come back and realize that the thing I was working on is not what I wanted to do anyway. And I did a completely different video. So what I ended up doing, I had drawn the ADHD gremlin for our October sticker set on Sunday afternoon and recorded that. So tomorrow's video, which will go live tomorrow evening while I am at the market, is a time-lapse video explaining how I designed that character and the work that went into it. But ultimately, because I was stubborn and not listening to my brain, I wasted an entire day in a week when I am very, very busy getting ready for Culture Fest. So long story short, life lesson, make sure you listen to your brain and do what you need to do to make it work. I think I missed some of the color sets here, but there we go. There's our warm-up sketch out of the way. I think he looks pretty good. I dig him. I like your concept that you've got going on here. I got all my paperwork done for the biz, and after that, I kind of shut down from stress and exhaustion. Been working so hard the last few weeks getting this going. I know that feeling too. Still netting is a good day because of a doctor appointment that shows promise on some relief. Fingers crossed. Yes, I hope that it all works out for you. If you do stream my tapes, can you do it Saturday? I might make part 3 tomorrow or Friday. I cannot guarantee I can do anything on Saturday. This weekend in Springfield, Missouri, where I host a pop-up shop, is Culture Fest. So my normal Saturday market starts, I have to be there an hour earlier, which means my morning will start at about 4:30 or 4:30 in the morning. And I will not get home until probably 5:30 or 6 o'clock at night. And by the time I get done Saturday, I'm going to be pretty crashed out. But that being said, if not this Saturday, I might be able to do it next week. Those days where everything is annoying and are definitely easily recognized. And I'm glad I can usually realize it and force a mental reset. Yeah. And that was so I was trying really hard to use it and like make it a thing. I was trying to make a video based on the question that came in on Monday. Vortex Dragon, who is a new viewer on the channel, a new subscriber, asked me on Monday why I put so much work into a video if so few people are going to watch it. And I thought that was a really good topic to talk about because I really do think like making things to make things has value, but I have a bunch of reasons. So I was making that video and my brain was getting angrier and angrier at myself and the art and the video and my equipment and all of that stuff. And I went, you know what? I really, really, really don't ever want to be that YouTuber. I like to teach, but I don't want to ever be one of those people who comes across as being a guru or a person who has answers for anyone. I'm more of a person who just likes to do things and let other people figure out what they need to learn from my horrible mistakes. So it really felt very much like one of those videos. And the more I worked on it, the more I hated it. And so it was a cycle of feeding. But at the same time, I was like, I have a 4 p.m. deadline. I publish a video at 4 on Tuesdays. So I was really being extra hard on myself. So it was one of those days. One of those days where meds just take the pain off, but don't cure anything. But you know what does cure things? Drawing capybaras. Let's draw a capybara. So just a refresh for those of you who were here, or update for those of you who weren't. On Monday, we did 3 capybaras in costumes. We have the capybara dressed as a kitty. That's capybara number 1. He's eating a candy bar. He's got a little pumpkin. Capybara number 2 is capybara dressed as a ghost. Again, got a little basket, little flashlight, face makeup to make it look spoopy. And capybara number 3 is dressed as a pumpkin. Still sounds like a relevant vid that talks to me. It is. It's a good video. Like the concept is really good. I just have to find out how to do it in my way without feeling like I'm being one of those scammy guru people. Because let me get vulnerable with you guys. I make the things I make because I like making things. That's my motivation. That's the primary reason I do things. But I also want to have a business, right? And there are a lot of times when it feels like the only things that get promoted on like YouTube, on platforms like YouTube, are these scammy like videos on how to be successful on YouTube. And I'm like, I have built audiences for organizations that nobody wants information from most of the time, or have very specific niche audiences that don't really use social media. I've built followings on those. So it's like, I know that's not true, but in my brain, that's the frustration I was facing. And as I was working on that video, even though I feel like it's a good video, I felt like I was giving into a despair about that and not really wanting to do it. So I flipped the script and went with, I made a video about drawing cute stuff. I just finished his design for all seeing and in human subject. I can tell you what happened if you encounter the mimics. Might change the name, but they can extend their limbs and shapeshift. Mimic is a great word. I don't think mimic is copyrighted by Mattel at this point. I think you're okay there. I love them too. They're very cute and very spoopy. And we need 2 more costumes. What do we want to dress our last 2 little spoopy dudes like? I am going to go ahead while we are thinking of costumes, while we're brainstorming costumes. I'm going to go ahead and create a new pose for our little spoops. And you know what? I'm worried about my characters all having the same pose syndrome. So I'm actually going to do an image search for kids trick or treating. And I'm doing it on the live stream so that my ISP knows that I'm not a creeper. Kids kind of all have the same pose. This was not helpful. Maybe it's all the same pose syndrome because they all walk the same. Can you dress one up as a reaper? I certainly can dress one up as a reaper. I think we even talked about that the other day. I would have to look and see what was left on the kitty cat list. Because I haven't checked it. It's been more than a day, so my brain no longer holds that information. So we're going to start with kind of there, and we give them a little one of these. Make this one maybe a little taller and thinner than the others. Cyborg Capybara. Yes. Cybarbara. There we go. I think we got our 2. And then bring this arm down like this. And I do have reference pictures, including capybara toe pics, so I know exactly how many toes a capybara has. And then we'll bring the other arm up in a wave like this. And because this is the exact same position, no, he's not. He's waving to the. We'll have him wave. I'm going to put the pumpkin on one end and this guy on the other end, and they'll be waving to each other. But if he's dressed as a Grim Reaper, can't just have this hand hanging. Grim Reapers have props, so we'll put a little hand. Oops. Bring it back like this. Have that come down like that. Little hand. Like so. If you encounter a mimic, you will meet a horrible death. Not sure if I can say this in live, any live. In the context, I think you're fine. I'm not worried about it. If I get demonetized on this video, I don't have 1,000 subs, so I'm not monetized anyway. So not the end of the world. And then we'll know. We'll know for the future. And then I think I'm going to have little shroud robes hanging down and running on the ground. Like they're a little too long. little capybara is wearing their parents' mimic robes or Grim Reaper robes. All right, so that looks pretty good. I like that. We can get rid of our sizing mannequin now. And we'll add a new layer, and let's add some detail. Let's draw in some detail. So we'll start with a little nose. And their nose comes back on their face a little. Little mouth. Like so. Come back. And little eye there. Little eye there. And I think just because I wanted to read a little capybara ear coming out of the hood here. So something like this. A little more square. There we go. There we go. That looks pretty good, right? And then we'll come up here and do this hand real fast. They have these long, pointy fingers. Capybaras have pointy fingers. So one thing I have noticed since I started streaming is I am much more inclined to just throw a hand together. When I'm live, I'm more inclined to just leave a hand being kind of not perfect. In the video that goes up tomorrow, you guys will see that I fuss over a hand for far too long in that video. But ultimately, I think the ADHD gremlin turned out great. I suppose you could also have a cutesy one dressed as a princess, a fairy, or butterfly. Cappy Butterfly sounds better than Cappy Barfly. Ah! I guess I could do that, but I like my things to be spoopy. I like to draw things that could be cute or could be scary in a cute way. That's my method. But I guess, yeah, we could definitely do a cute one. I guess sometimes kids dress as weird things like princesses or... Oh, when I was a kid, everybody dressed like a hobo. And I'm not even sure you're allowed to say that anymore. Also, I don't think they make bubblegum cigars anymore. That was a thing that was part of that, always part of that costume, was you got the bubblegum cigar. And I'm not sure that they make those anymore. It was another time in the 80s, the 90s. Basically, it will multiply its arms into 4. It will grab your mouth and stretch it from all 4 sides, mostly pulling up instead of the side. The mouth will be so stretched it's going to your feet. Whoa! Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. You do spoopy then. I'm excited to check out the gremlin. I'm excited for you to check out the gremlin too. I hope I managed to make the gremlin in a way that doesn't make anyone feel like I'm making fun of them. I actually talk about it in the video. I have no problem at all whatsoever using self-deprecating humor on things that represent bipolar disorder or anxiety, because those are things that I have and live with. But I don't have an ADHD diagnosis, so I was a little worried that if I used the kind of some of the ways I showed that the gremlin has ADHD, I hope are not offensive. I hope they are something that makes people go, oh, I feel seen. I feel like that's cute. He's fun. And ultimately, I feel like with my audience, that's the direction it's going to go, but it's a possibility. So I hope I did him well. Hope I did justice. Compared to other deaths, it's not really bad. No, that's true. If it's good like the Scarecrow, it'll be good. Thank you. His art is he's a lot more lighthearted than the Scarecrow, I think. So I guess I could show you. There you go. Boom, there he is. This is the ADHD gremlin for the second week sticker. And I really enjoyed drawing him. I thought he was a lot of fun. I really liked the little curly cute ears that I gave him, and I really thought I did a good job drawing a fidget spinner, which I really actually like. So one of them is all seeing virus goes into your ears, and a couple of less seconds later will split your head in half. Whoa, okay, you are creepy. You're a creepy little person. I like it. I dig it. My ADHD made me rely on humor, so I personally can't see me being worried. Right? I feel like people with neurodiversity tend to be a little more humor oriented. The tears of the clown, depression of a jester kind of thing. There we go. Okay, let's ink this guy. Let's ink him down and turn him into a sticker. Black, flat. I'm going to pull this back up to 12. And let's do some art. Sometimes it's very arbitrary where I start when I am starting the inking. There is no rhyme or reason. That's something probably people who are less chaos brained would be systematic in how they do these things. I'm not. But this little dude's gonna be waving to his friend in a pumpkin costume. What do you think? What do you think is the Capybara trick-or-treaters' best or favorite Halloween candy? I like it. I hope the others do too. Any progress on the text yet? No pressure, just curious. The poem is entirely written, actually. I didn't put the text on it yet, or the version that you saw there doesn't have the text on it. And the version that's in the video doesn't have the text on it because I did all of that was done in Fresco, and I'll put it into another program to do the text on it since I want you to be able to read it so it won't be handwritten. But yeah, I do have the poem completely. I can give you that line. I just gotta open that file and find it. So it might take a second. My internet is literally dedicated to running the stream, so all of my searching actually takes longer. Where's the folder? There we go. Okay, I will read the entire poem to you. Are you ready for this? Scarecrow had always been tormented by fear, but thanked his brain for letting him know danger was near. Gremlin's mind raced, chaotic, disarrayed, but it could have solved problems in such clever ways. It could solve problems in such clever ways. Frankie's head held an abnormal brain, which gave him insights that helped ease his friend's pain. Werewolf's emotions would ebb and would flow, but his routine kept him safe and helped him to grow. In the end, we are who we are, is what Grimm would say. So supporting each other is our only way. That's an original poem. That's original OC Don't Steal. Yeah, so the October Patreon stickers and market stickers that I do, my weekly stickers, all have one line of that poem that goes with them. Each featuring one of those characters in kind of a Shel Silverstein-esque way. For those of you who do not know, October is National ADHD Awareness Month and also World Mental Health Awareness Day. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, the poem is written. The poem is ready to go. And I will add it to the stickers probably en masse. Once I get through this week, I will really knock out some artwork projects that I've been holding off on. But with Culture Fest, I need a finger snapping emoji for the end of the poetry reading. Thanks. For Culture Fest coming up, I've been really pushing it to get a lot of stuff done. And I actually thought about canceling this stream, but thought I needed not just to dedicate the time to work on these capybara, but also my brain could use the break from the stress of freaking out of trying to get a bunch of stuff done. So how's it going, Paramin? How are you doing? I'm not sure this hood reads Grim Reaper the way I want it to. So I'm just going to kind of bring it back like this. Actually, that's not, I don't like that either. You know what I do like? I like it just sticking like this. And then we'll bring this top part open more. Like that. So that it doesn't look like another unfortunate Coney hood thing. I'm alive. Are you ready for this weekend? I feel like I've just been kind of running on all cylinders all week long. That's probably why my brain freaked out yesterday and had a freak out. It needed a relaxing break. I did. So you asked me on Telegram if I had figured out my camera issue situation. And the answer to that is no, it's not doing it now. I never figured out what caused it. It's just not doing it right now. But with the, my issues that I was having in DaVinci Resolve with having missing frames in my video is because my camera was recording at 29.9 frames per second and I was editing in 30 frames per second. And so it was dropping a partial frame every second. And so every so many seconds it would drop a whole frame. Basically, it would catch up. So that was a thing I couldn't fix for the video I was doing yesterday, but something I can make sure to check going forward. I always listen to one song when drawing concepts for The Void, my first horror series, and all the Seeing Tapes, my new horror series. Heaven Says is what I listen to. You know what? I am very similar to that. I don't necessarily listen to one song, but I build a playlist for any project that I'm working on. If I'm working on, like when I was writing novels, I had a playlist for each novel. And when I'm working on a certain type of art, I will do a playlist for that type of art. Other than that, I also tend to be one of those people who listens to one song on repeat until I get tired of it. And that could be like listening to it 50 times in a row, or listening to it over and over again for 6 months. Not even close. I have 2 major boosts this weekend and barely enough inventory for one. Well, good luck. I hope you get where you need to be. Capybara's fave Halloween treat is maybe caramel corn. I just envisioning the twitching whiskers while eating it. Mad scientist holding a brain for mental health awareness. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Now we have 2 competing ideas now. We have actually we don't. It doesn't have to be a competing idea. A mad scientist can also be a cyborg. Okay. I think I'm going to end up futzing with this, the way this hood is coming up, all night if I let myself. So I think I'm going to call this line art done for our little capybara here. Our capybara reaper. And let's just go ahead and do some color. How can we forget the mad scientist? I know, right? We were too excited. We were too excited with other things. That's the thing about Halloween, is that there's too many awesome things going on, and you never have enough time to do all of the awesome things that you want to do. Although, did you grow up on an old cartoon, Felix the Cat? I'm not that old. I did not grow up on Felix the Cat. That's 40 or so years before my time. That's too dark for a sticker. I'm trying to make sure I pull actual capybara colors in here for these outfits. So, I've watched some Felix the Cat. I'm aware of Felix the Cat. Like, I know about Felix the Cat and kind of the importance of that era. I'm a pretty big fan of the Rubber Hose cartoon era. So, it's a thing I have in my zeitgeist. My zeitgeist. I don't think you can have a zeitgeist that's your own individual zeitgeist. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm talking gibberish. Continue. Felix the Cat is my mascot. I want to play a mad scientist who is just a brain in a jar hovering above a cyborg body, or maybe that's what I want to play for my next warlock in D&D, a brain hovering over an undead body. Why not do both? There is nothing that says you can't do both. And then, boom. Why is it red on the inside of his hood? Because that is what I always see all the time. This hood still doesn't look good to me. I think I'm just going to do this. Oops, not red. Bloop. He's not looking very Grim Reaper yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm going to add some detailing the same way I did with the ghost to give him some last bits that really will make him shine as a Grim Reaper. So we'll come in here And I'm on a new layer. And I'm just going to grease paint. Like if I was Capybara's parent, helping them get ready for Halloween, this is what I would be doing. Drawing, big black circles around the eyes. And then probably something like this. And I'm going to turn this opacity down so I can see exactly where I'm drawing, so I can close this in real easy. Come around like this. And then check this out. Bloop. Bloop. How's that? How's that looking? I have a Felix the Cat tattoos in his magic bag. Make the top flop over a bit. Think of the guy from Scary Movie. Yeah, well, that's what I was originally doing, and I didn't like it, but you're right. That's how it should go. And then we'll paint in the nose. So he's got a little skull face. And I will put this on. Actually, I think I'm just going to set it to normal and just reduce the opacity a little bit, so it looks like makeup. Actually, I think I've got an idea. You love it. Thanks. I think I've got an idea on how I'm going to fix this this thing here I got going on. I just realized how exactly I want to do this. So I'm going to get rid of some lines here and come in here back to our pen and draw the head fully in like this, and have it come down even a little outside like that. And then little folds over here on the back of the hood, like the hood is down and hanging on the back of the shirt. So now I just need to clean up this new line art so that it matches cleanly, and redo that color. So we can come back to our, this layer. Gotta make sure you leave things open, or close the don't leave things open. And also that you set your references. So come in here. And then grab this blue again. There we go. That's better. And then we will redo that backing so that we have no halo effect left. Oops. You get into a rush and you make mistakes. That's just how it goes. invert selection. There we go. And there we go. That's what I was wanting to do. Don't forget his other ear. Oh yes, thank you. Now that he's no longer wearing the hood, we need to put that other ear in. It's not that big of a deal. I don't need to use the reference lines. There we go. There we go. Try to make part 3. See you soon. Good luck. Have fun. Enjoy making things. All right. There we go. There we go. That's our Grim Reaper capybara. I feel like this was a good addition. So let's recap real fast before we jump into I think it's gonna be Mad Scientist Cyborg Capybara. We've got Grim Reaper Bara. We have we can get rid of that sketch layer. We have Capybara dressed as a kitty cat, eating a candy bar. We have Ghosty Bara with a flashlight. And we have Pumpkin Bara wearing a little pumpkin costume. And Pumpkin Bara's other hand is actually behind his body. I sketched it in the original sketch. It's covered up by the pumpkin costume. So we have 4 of our 5 capybaras. So we have 1 left to do. We have a Mad Scientist Cyberbara. Cyborg. Cyborg. Cyberbara. Delete. So sorry. Doctor Who popped into my brain there for a second. Let's start with how would we put together this costume? Great workaround that gives more cute ear joy. Thank you. I'll start with the head layer. The head being kind of up to here. I'm gonna make him a little shorter than the other. This is the short capybara, the short king capybara here. And have the little muzzle come off over here. And that's going to make him too long. I keep making the muzzle too long. He's not a dog. They're not dogs. This capybara is not a dog. So a little short thing here. And then coming up off of the head, we'll have maybe our floating brain in the jar. And a little, maybe a little metal band across here. So we'll bring that down across here and have it come around, little wires coming around like that. Dr. Dalek Bara. Oh, I feel like there's a whole new layer of copyright infringement we could get into there with Capybara and Dalek character or Doctor Who characters. So there's our disembodied head, I think, or our brain in a jar. That's what we were looking for, right? I think that was, yeah, holding a brain. Okay. Yeti Detective. So, Mad Scientist is going to be a lab coat. Right? Little lab coat. Little lab coat pocket. And you can't be a mad scientist if you're not holding some kind of vial of chemicals. I think that's a law I read somewhere. So maybe a little vial of chemicals like that. Brandon jar looks great too. Thanks. And the other hand can just kind of hang out over here. Ooh. You know what? It's a cyborg mad scientist. So we'll bring this other hand over here and have it hanging down. And we'll just bring it out and have a clamp. Clampy claw. And my thought here is that Capybara, dressed as a mad scientist, is actually holding like a clamp claw inside the sleeve. And of course, this needs to be a sleeve. And our Capybara feet. And I'll worry about doing those in fully with the detail sketch. So maybe a little something like this. There we go. What else do you think we need on our mad scientist capybara here? What other little details do you think we're missing? Lab coat, beaker, brain in a jar really says it all to me. There. You know, I'm always willing to add some details for you, for all of you wonderful people out there. All right, let's start with the nose first approach. Sometimes when I'm drawing these, I also forget that I'm not drawing like necessarily drawing a capybara who is a mad scientist with a brain in a jar. The original concept for these, and I don't know that anyone actually would minds either way. The original concept was supposed to be these were trick-or-treaters. That's why some of them, like why they carry little bags and things. But I don't think it minds. I don't think it matters. I think I need to make this a bigger spiral. So it reads a little better. Like that. And we'll have another one coming off the other side of the head. Like that. There we go. All right. I thought about a stethoscope, but I don't think I think a stethoscope with a lab coat says doctor more than mad scientist. I think doctor is also, though, a pretty popular Halloween costume for kids. I don't have kids, and that makes me a little sad around Halloween because it means I don't get to go trick-or-treating. But most of the time, it makes me perfectly happy. I am more than content to be an uncle. All right, bring this down like this. He's going to get sued by Dr. Gabo for stealing his concept. Little pocket. That's like the two things I know. Instead of a test tube, how about an iron flask? Erlenmeyer flask. Sure. Sure, I can do that. Now we're getting seriously into Dr. Gabo territory. I had to double check and make sure I knew what that was. How's that? That is, it's kind of a triangle shape with long neck. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I had to double check and make sure I knew. This is actually what I normally draw when I draw Mad Scientist, because I like knowing that a test tube is not a flask or a beaker. And I think I remember that correctly from, 10th grade chemistry. I don't think I've taken a chemistry class since I was a sophomore in high school. I'm gonna have it overflowing. And in my head, again, because these are like little kids in costumes, little kids in costumes, in my head, this is like Diet Coke with Mentos in it to make it overflow like that. And then all we got left is the feet. All right, so let's sketch in some little capybara toes like this. Like there. And then over here, oops, probably should close off this part of the lab coat. Do just 1, 2, 3, 4 little capybara toes. Boop, little happy toes. And cappy toes actually have little tips. All right, there we go. There's our sketch. This is so much fun. Thank you for allowing us to help you design your next artwork. Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out. All the chemistry facts I remember are from Breaking Bad. I absolutely love doing this. I love having people come and hang out with me while I'm doing it. I love collaboration. I love putting together the ideas and letting people have a little bit of investment in what stickers I make. So, I'm trying to get these done specifically so I can get them made so I can have some sticker packs of the capybaras available this weekend. I snoozed a little too deeply on getting ready for Halloween. And honestly, in the art world, Christmas is what I should be working on right now. But I love Halloween. It is absolutely my favorite holiday, hands down, without a doubt. I love Halloween. I love spoop. I don't do horror movies, but I love spoopy things. I love things that are cute, spooky. And Halloween is really the only time you get that. I forgot to sketch the brain on a detailed sketch, so we're going to freehand that brain on the ink. But I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Central. And I do this. I do product sticker design on the stream live. And sometimes we just chill out, and instead of doing products, we just draw some stuff. But I love audience participation in the process. I love having people's feedback. I guess if I'm going to be a corporate shill, if you really are enjoying this stream, make sure you are subscribed and be sure to give it a like. And if you want to keep Taco Viking going for the long time to come, I would appreciate it if you could join us on Patreon. We were talking about our gremlin, our ADHD gremlin, a little while ago. ADHD gremlin is one of the set of stickers coming in October. I do every single week, I do a sticker that I give away for free in a limited run at the C Street Market, where I have my little pop-up shop. And in addition to that sticker, patrons on the sticker tier or higher get all of those stickers plus a bonus sticker each month. And they don't have to worry about me running out. I only make 200 of them for the market, so those run out pretty quickly most weeks. And patrons are guaranteed to get them. How do you feel about a little mouse peeking out of the lab coat pocket? I feel like that's a great idea, and I will do that for you. You also, for $15 a month on the Patreon right now, you can get a print and all of the stickers. And since I do my art prints for $15 each, that's a really good deal, in my opinion. So anyway, that's me, my corporate shilling over. Not really corporate. That's my small business shilling over. That's my capitalism out of the way for the stream. All right, so a little mouse sticking out of the pocket. So we'll have to make the pocket have a little bulge. This is normally one of the things I would say is a detail that when you put this on a sticker isn't really going to read very well, but we'll know it's there. Oops. All right, it's just not going to play nice with me. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that. There we go. How's that? How's that little mouse there? Coming out of the pocket? I'm a member of the Patreon, and I am known as the coolest guy in my social circles. That is 100% true. He probably is 100% known as the coolest guy in his social circle. That being said, I have to admit the bar's not very high on that. Our social circle isn't really people who are that cool. I'm glad you like it. It's a nice little detail. Like I said, it won't. Chances are, if you're seeing this as a sticker, you will never see that little mouse without a magnifying glass. Because that's just the nature of how, when a sticker gets printed, how it ends up looking. But we'll know it's there. And that's the fun. Sometimes. There we go. There's some line art there. We can add in. I'm going to go ahead and draw the brain before I do anything else. I've drawn a few brains in my day. I'm not liking that. There we go. That's a better brain. Normally I sketch them first so that I have good, clean sketches to work off of, but this is good. This isn't bad. I've got practice. When you draw a lot of zombie art, you draw a lot of brains. And I'm just going to clean up some lines here. And add some bubbles, I think. This is a brain in a jar. It's got to have liquid for it to be jarred in. And everyone knows that your brain can't function without liquid bubbles or brain bubbles. That's just not the way the world works. You got to have those brain bubbles to keep your brain going. That's science. Don't learn science from artists. I feel like I need to make sure that mandate is out there. Like, I'm a reasonably intelligent guy. Don't take my word for it when I tell you that your brain needs bubbles. That's not a lesson you should learn from me. The bubbles are what the brain breathes. That's right. It's like Bondo. It's got what plants crave. And I'm going to do this thing here a little different. Like there. And then I'm just going to do one chord coming like that. And then over here, we can do kind of the same thing. Have that sticking out like that. And then we get away with one chord. Be a little lazy. All right. Here we go. Here is our inked in line art. I think it looks pretty good. His legs are a little small. I'm going to redo his legs. I said he was going to be our short king, but his legs should be bigger than that. I thought my sketch was too big when I was redoing the inking on the lines, but turns out it was probably the right size after all. And yeah, you can only see 3 of his toes. That's how it's what I'm justifying there. And this little pig went to the market. Okay. All right, there we go. There's our mad scientist capybara. I think he looks swank. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of our sketch. Let's give him some color. Let's color him in. Make sure I got all of that little doot. There we go. Doop. All right, that looks good. Invert that, come down here, and we'll just pink. That's all. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, now let's grab one of our capybara colors. Oops. We don't want to make that. That's the whole thing. There we go. We want that part of him to be colored in. I'm a capybara. I like science. And darker nose color. Little eyes there. Of course, a lab coat has to be white. Oops, not black, white. So we'll do that real fast. Add the little lab coat color. Oh, pocket can be white too. I'm going to go ahead and come down here. And we'll make the little mouse gray with little pink ears. And white teeth. In his pocket. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and make the little robot hand gray. And this metal band here, gray. And I think I'm going to go with like a green on these leads, like that. And what color should we make our chemical here? I think there's not really a lot of yellow in this set, so we'll do yellow. And I actually like this pink for the pink, or for the brain. So we'll do that. And then I've got another plan here. This is gonna be another one of those things where I do a trick. So we'll go ahead and release this reference first and turn our background back to black to get rid of any haloing. Oops. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to add a whole mess of yellow. Bloom, like so. And bring its opacity down so that it looks like there's a brain inside a yellow jug. Oh, I forgot to color in the flask. All right, so we will set this back as a reference. Come back to our color layer. We're going to add a dark brown liquid. Like so. I think I need to go back to my line art and add some line art. So I'll come in here, draw this in like this. Then I can go back to my color layer again and make this white. And then I'm going to come up to my yellow and make it put in white here. So you know, I don't like the translucence doesn't match well, so I'm going to do another layer and do the same thing basically, but make it more translucent. So it looks like that liquid is inside that glass. And then back to our color layer for a little more white and a little bit of fizzy cream. There we go. There we go. That's looking like a capybara mad scientist cyborg. Cyborg bara scientist. I think he looks pretty good. I think it came out really well. And it is just about 5:30, so we're almost to the end of the stream. So let's look at them all together as a big group. We got Cyborga, the mad scientist capybara cyborg. We've got Pumpkin Bara, the capybara pumpkin. Hi! Capborg Bara. Ooh, that's another, that could work. We've got Ghost Bara with his little flashlight. We've got Cat Bara eating a Snickers bar or a candy bar. And finally, we've got the Grim Reap Bara, ready to reap some grimmings. So that's our sticker set. How's it going, Little Apple? I'm glad you were able to make it here at the very end of the stream. What do you think of our sticker set of our capybaras wearing costumes? I think maybe the mad scientist capybara could use a little bit of touch of detail in here. Maybe like a little bit darker. Oops. That's one of the things that's been throwing me off is my smoothing is all the way up again. Oops. And come in here. Do those little dark fingertips, little toe tips that capybara have. Just adding some extra details, just to add some extra details, really. Don't want to make him feel plain and left out. Just close that off like so. And do the same thing up here with the hand holding the flask. And there we go. Just a little bit of extra detail to give it a little bit more poppy personality of its own. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming by. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. I will be back Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central. We'll be doing some doodling of some sort. I don't know exactly what I'm going to need to doodle on Friday. If you are new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed. And if you are not new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button to let me know that you had a good time. Thank you all for coming by. All of my merch is in the process of being updated to be available on my store at tacovikingstudios.com. And if you want to join the sticker club or the print club, head over to patreon.com/tacovikingstudio. The links are in the description. Otherwise, I have been Matt Brotherton. I've had a wonderful time drawing cool things for you. I hope you will come back and join me again so I can draw more cool stuff for you. Have a wonderful evening. Be sure to take care of yourself. If you are in Springfield, Missouri area and you want to come by Culture Fest this weekend, come see me and get a, wait for it, self-help werewolf sticker. Got 70 of them sitting on my desk. I've got another 130 of them to cut. So I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, remember to stay weird.